In this video, we're going to learn how to cube a binomial in the most efficient manner possible. So what we want to do is sort of memorize a set of coefficients. The coefficients are basically 1, 3, 3, and 1. So it's a pattern 1, 3, 3, 1. If we memorize that pattern, then it will allow us to cube a binomial very quickly. What you do to finish the process is to take the first term, and you're going to write down that term with a cube on it, or with an exponent of 3. And then we'll move over to this coefficient of 3, and we'll write the same first term, but now with an exponent of 2. And then we write the first term again with an exponent just of 1. You could finish by saying the first term with an exponent of 0, but quite frankly, that's a waste of time because x to the 0 is simply 1. So I'm going to erase that and just leave it as 1 on the back piece. Now from here, we're going to do the same thing with the second term, including its sign. However, we're going to work from the back end this time. So use a parenthesis here, especially because this term is negative. So we're going to do negative 2 to the third power. And then right next to what we had before, we're going to put negative 2 to the second power. And then negative 2 to the first power. And then again, you can put negative 2 to the 0 power for this last one, but again, that's a waste of time because negative 2 to the 0 power is just 1. So what I'm going to do is, again, just erase that because I think that it'll only be confusing to leave that. Now from here, we just simplify what we have on paper and it'll produce the product for us. So 1x to the third is just x to the third. Now this is negative 2 to the 1 power. That's just negative 2, right? So negative 2 to the 1 power is just negative 2, which will be multiplied by the 3 to give us minus 6x squared for that term. Now here you have to be careful. The minus 2 squared is going to mean that it becomes a positive 4, and then 4 times 3 is simply positive 12, and you'll have an x to the 1 power, or just an x. And then the last term here, a negative 2 to the third power is going to give you the answer negative 8, and negative 8 times 1 is simply negative 8. So this is our answer. We have a third degree polynomial that has 4 terms. It's x to the third minus 6x squared plus 12x minus 8, and that is your solution. All right, let's take a look at this next example, example B. Okay, so in order to cube this binomial, we're going to start with those coefficients again. So we'll have 1, 3, 3, 1. And then we start with the first term of the binomial, and we're going to just simply write 3x cubed, and then 3x squared, and then 3x to the first power. Then we'll start with the second term of the binomial on the back end here, and we'll do 2 to the third, 2 to the second, and finally 2 to the first. Now all we have to do is to simplify these terms, right? So if I bring this 3 into each piece of this term, I'll end up with 3 cubed and x cubed. The 1 I'm not going to rewrite, it's not important. Then I'll put a plus sign here because all the terms values are positive. So we'll have 3 times, looks like 3 squared, x squared, times 2, plus, looks like 3 times 3x times 4. And then finally, we'll have 1 times 2 to the third, or in other words, just 8. Okay, so we're almost done here. So remember, 3 cubed is 27. X cubed, of course, just remains x cubed. That'll have a plus sign. So this one is just 3 times 3 squared, or 3 times 9, which is 27, and then we'll multiply by 2, so it's going to be 54 when we're all done with that. And then we have x squared. Then we'll have plus. 3 times 3 here is going to give you 9, and 9 times 4 is 36, so we'll have 36x, and then finally plus 8. So this is our polynomial now. It's a third degree polynomial with 4 terms, and we're finished.